We've got two new drills here from DeWalt. Now, they've been out maybe a couple of months now, but we have the DCD801B and the DCD806B. So this is replacing supposedly the DCD800, and that's replacing the DCD805. So this is the drill driver, and this is the drill driver with hammer mode, or the hammer drill driver as well. So pretty much as far as power goes, they're both about the same. Up in power, I think DeWalt uses their UWO measurement, their unit watts out, or their, I think they call it MWO max watts out. And the old ones, I think they were claiming like 900 UWO or MWO, and now they're claiming 1,050. So supposedly an uptick in power. And then other things on these are really quite identical, if you could say so. In fact, here is the 805, which is the hammer drill driver. So you can see with a battery, this thing's near identical in size as well as weight. However, what these both have, the new 801 and the 806, is the new anti-rotation, meaning if you're drilling, you know, you've got a big hole hog on there or a big drill bit and it bites, it's got the ability to stop the tool. So anti-rotation on both of these. Again, finger on the trigger, quick turn, so it jerks one time, and you can see my finger is still on the trigger. So that anti-rotation, and you'll see the red lights actually shine on the front as well as right there on the tool. And that's another good point here, is we can also aim this light. The previous models do the same thing, but it is kind of a nifty little feature there to be able to aim that LED where you want to. I believe 70 lumens on this LED. And as we've seen on some of their other tools, like their impact wrenches as well, you've got a work light mode. So we can turn that light off to where it never comes on. So if you're working in the daytime and you don't need the light at all, you can definitely turn that off. Or if you just want to turn it to the light, it'll stay on for 20 minutes. So you can set it there like that, aim it up where you need it for working, and just use it as a work light. Or again, put it in the middle setting, and now it's just going to come on when you pull the trigger to the drill. Now I'm going to talk about these two tools basically at the same time, because all of the numbers are about identical until we get to the hammer drill mode, and then we'll talk about the hammer drill driver on its own. They're both 2 speeds, 0 to 650 RPM with a variable speed trigger. We get a brushless motor as well. Both of these are on the XR platform. That means you're getting the top power for the tool. Now you'll notice there's no place for an auxiliary handle on here. So we know that's a compact tool. So this is still in that compact drill model era, if you will, or model mode. Their top highest powered drill will actually have that clamp on auxiliary handle. So when you're drilling those really big holes, it will give you some more stability and not hurt your hand. So it does not come with that auxiliary handle. That'll be with the upside of this, or the higher power side from this model. They're both chip ready, so you can actually install the DeWalt chip and be able to track these tools for inventory as well as, you know, security, things like that as well. Just slide the battery off here, take those 2 screws out, and that's where you can install your chip. So both of these are chip ready. We get a 15 position chuck on the drill driver. You can dial that in where you need to, and then go into drill mode. So locking that chuck out, get an all-metal chuck. And then on the hammer drill driver, we're going to get a 14-position chuck. So 1 click less, because we have drill mode and we have hammer drill mode as well. Now, looking at speeds, in speed 1, I think I mentioned this, 650 RPM. And then in speed 2, 2,000 RPM in max. Again, you get a variable speed trigger to be able to dial that in where you want to. That's going to go on both tools. Speed 1, 650 RPM. Speed 2, 2,000 RPM. As well as on the hammer drill driver, you're looking at beats per minute or blows per minute, however you want to say that. 0 to 11,000 in speed 1. And then in speed 2, 0 to 34,000 beats per minute. On the chuck, it is a 1/2-inch chuck. It's not a small 3/8 chuck. So we get a full 1/2-inch chuck on here. Typically, your biggest chuck is going to be a 1/2-inch when it comes to your cordless drills. And then when it comes to pricing on these guys, you're looking at, which this is kind of odd right now. Right now, the hammer drill is normally $200, like $199 for the bare tool. and I believe it's $179 for the bare tool for the drill driver, the 801. So the 801 is $179, the 806 is $199. However, right now, this is priced at $169, and this is still at $179. So right now, you can get the hammer drill driver for $10 cheaper than you can get the drill driver. You can also get these in kits. I'm not sure what the pricing is. I think somewhere around the $300 range with one battery and a charger. So you may want to opt for that. But as far as the bare tool, we're looking at $169 and $179. All right, so we've got a 1-inch drill bit chucked up into our drill driver. We've got it in speed 2. Just going to see how easily we can drill some holes. Yeah, so no issue at all hogging out 1-inch holes. Now we'll go to the always fun test of the 2 9/16 inch hole without an auxiliary handle, and this is going to be fun, and it may test out our anti-rotation feature here. We're going to try it in speed 2 first. Yeah. That Diablo bit just bites too much with those dual blades. Yeah. We'll switch to speed 2. And there's our anti-rotation. So once it bit and turned, there we go. So if I can get it to start slow, as far as power, that's not an issue. Again, anti-rotation getting me there. So the anti-rotation comes on pretty soon with just a very slight angle. Not that that's a bad thing, but just understand that if you're really trying to overdo it, and this is really overdoing it for a drill of this size, especially without an auxiliary handle, because that anti-rotation is kicking on because it's grabbing, because again, this Diablo blade has 2 blades on it. It's not just a single blade. And so it bites pretty good and cuts really quick, and therefore grabs that drill and wants to twist it and goes into the anti-rotation. But as far as power, it's got the power to hog through it. Okay, now let's test out some driving capability. A couple of 3-inch deck screws, and we're going to go in speed 2, but I'm going to back off on the clutch setting. I'm going to go to 15, see if we engage that in driving these 3-inch deck screws. No, I can drive that as deep as I want to in 15. Let's go down to like 10. See if we engage that on that 3-inch deck screw. No. So we're going to drive not as much as we want using the clutch settings. There we go. So there's 5. So is that 8? Yeah, so we're on 8 and driving a 3-inch deck screw and sinking it just below the surface on this pressure treated 8x8. So that seems about right. I'm going to go to a couple of 3-inch lag screws, and I'm going to set that on number 12 here on the clutch setting. Probably going to have to go to drill mode. There's 15. Yep. Better lock in our bit too, huh? There again, kicked in our anti-rotation. Now let's drive a couple of 6-inchers. So it looks like it's really just got an electric cutout that's cutting out just before that drives that home. So it's not going into anti-rotation mode like that. It's just running out of torque and actually doing an electric cutout. Yeah, and that's in one. So that's, you're not going to be driving huge screws with this thing. Again, your smaller diameter stuff, you probably can, but your large lags, you're going to have to go to an impact wrench to be able to drive those. Which, again, we're not talking about the beast of the beast as far as the XR tools. There's a bigger drill than this with an auxiliary handle that you can drive with as well. But again, when you get to that large of a screw trying to drive those, probably better off using an impact tool. Less fatigue on your wrist for sure. So you can get these now. These are available. Again, it's the DCD801 for the drill driver and the DCD806 for the hammer drill driver. And we already talked about pricing on these. They come as a bare tool, or you may be able to pick them up in kits as well. So check them out. We'll have a link in the description if you're interested. Have a great day. Keep smiling.